Well, so today we are going to be talking about home ownership, and I am here with Julia, who is a realtor and a homeowner herself. So we're going to be giving you guys some great information. So make sure that you take notes because it's going to be some good information. Okay. So let's start off with for you. How was your experience purchasing your first home?
I think for myself and first home buyers that I work with, it's always a very nerve-wracking experience. There's
Mm,
always that looming, like, what if? I get that a lot. Well, what if something breaks? And being a first-time home buyer, um, uh, I got a lot of that from friends, family, coworkers. You ever
mm.
have anybody who just like will speak doubt into your plans?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And so it's very important that you know the process ahead of time. That way, that dissipates a lot of the fear around home ownership. It's a
Mm,
big step, and that's probably the most nerve-wracking part for people. They feel like it's a big decision. Oh, I'm setting down roots. I don't
mm.
see home ownership as something as permanent as in settling in roots. You are able to move.
Yeah.
It is something that it doesn't have to be permanent at all. A lot of times, when people buy their first home, it is not their last.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say most people they move on, they move up even. For myself, I have two homes now. I purchased my first home and then I leveraged my first home to get my investment property. And there are several ways you can do that, and I'll get into that more a little bit later. But I had a great realtor. My mom was actually my realtor. I grew up
Okay.
with Yeah, I grew up with realtors. I joke that I was the guy flipping. You ever see people on the side of the road flipping the signs and stuff?
Yes.
My mom used to hire us as help during her open houses. So I would be outside with the sign, "Open house, open house," and so I joke that I was the flipping sign guy before flipping sign guy.
Mhm.
So yeah, I knew about the process because I work so closely with my mom, who's a realtor and broker now. She owns her own brokerage and she has realtors under her. Realtors are independent contractors, so we are our own boss. Like I tell people all the time, I only eat what I hunt. I say that because, like, if I don't move, nothing moves. I'm my marketing
Mhm.
team. I am the business, the financing, the um, scheduler. I'm HR. I'm all of that for my business. I'm a real estate agent and first time home buyer. I'm sorry, not first time. I have been a first time home buyer. I'm an investor. I have been all the
Mhm.
things. So when I'm speaking to first time home buyers, I know from experience that unsettling feeling of, oh my gosh, this is so new. And the way I combat those nerves with education.
Mhm.
Um, where my consultation, when I first sit down with them and we talk about the home buying process, I go over all the things, and then I know it can be
Mhm.
overwhelming. So then you walk away with literature and everything that we spoke about, so you can review it later. But it's very detailed. We go through the home
Mhm.
buying process step by step, and so that you can go in feeling comfortable. And because
Yeah.
I'm an experienced realtor who has been through all the things. um, yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I have seen so much. Realtors, we're really thrown in. I know we take the classes and we learn how not to get sued, how to how not get fined. Our classes and our CEs, our educations, really for making sure that we know real estate law, but also
Mhm.
we're learning a lot on the job. I want to say I've learned a lot in the field more so than in class. So,
Mhm.
real estate is a lot of fun, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it most because it feeds all my other businesses. For
Mhm.
instance, I'm a landlady. I own investment properties, and so I work with tenants, and real estate really helps that and by
Mhm.
way of education for one. I'm always knowledgeable about new laws coming out. For instance, there's a new one out. So this one's a good one. So for any tenants or landlords out there,
Mhm.
there is a new law that gives tenants first rights of refusal. So, for instance, if you want to sell the property your tenants live in, you
Mhm.
would first offer it to them for purchase before you move on. And that does benefit
Oh,
teammates, you know? I
yeah.
I think I know a few people who feel like the rug was pulled up under them when they're like, "Oh no, my landlord wants to sell. I gotta
Yes,
move."
yes.
Doesn't it give you just a little bit more comfort now that you have that first right of refusal? They're gonna first, you know, give you the option to purchase if you want to stay. So that's a good law. I'm very knowledgeable about fair housing because I have to be. It's part of my business. I have met
Yes,
so
yes.
that's a good one because I have met a lot of other um, investors, landlords, landladies who have told me that they do a lot of their vetting on Facebook. I hear that and I'm like,
Oh.
oh my gosh. It's like I'm streaming my tenants through Facebook and I'm checking what their life is like. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute. This sounds like we're getting into crazy territory here. I don't want to hear this.
Yes.
Um, you want to make sure you know fair housing law. Can your little business, your little home rental be affected by these laws and these things? You still have to abide by fair housing law. It's your
Mhm.
home. It's your home, yes, but once you rent it out to tenants, you run a liability by not knowing what you can and can't do, what you can and can't say. So I recommend that everybody
Mhm.
who wants to get into this side of investing where you're buying and holding or renting out to tenants that you make yourself aware and knowledgeable. You don't have to get your real estate license, but do the
Mhm.
information, and these are classes you can take. um, but yeah, I'm sorry, I stray way off topic. Being a first time home
No, no,
buyer.
you're good. This is good information. No, please.
Yeah, being a first-time home buyer really changed my life, and I'm really passionate about home ownership because I know what it did for me and my family. I mean, it really set
Mhm.
down a foundation for us to grow and build, and we were able to build off of that. I bought in a buyer's market when I was just 24. And
Mhm.
so at that time, I was getting a lot of people in my ear. What if something breaks? Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? We
Mhm.
can help with all those uncertainties with knowledge and education. I let people know about the home buying process. What is a home inspector? Well, that question of, well, what if something breaks? I let them know about a home inspection. Home inspector
Mhm.
will go in, and I always recommend that people get a home inspection because that home inspector is going to go through that home with a fine tooth comb. He's going to come out with a huge report. It's going to look very
Mhm.
intimidating. But a home inspection is for pointing out big things. You go into this home purchase well informed, knowing what you're getting yourself
Mhm.
into. It's going to point out all the little things like scratch, dents, to anything more concerning, like if something doesn't work, if something's broken, or if the basement might
Mhm.
have groundwater coming in. All these things, home inspectors are trained to find and report on. From there, and you got to remember that your contract after you submit the first offer, uh, your contract's always going to be contingent on inspection and appraisal. But what comes very first
Mhm.
before even all of those things are pre-approval. My pre-approval process was easy because I knew what to expect. So I had always been
Mhm.
working on building my credit. I was um I was 14, 16 building my credit. I got a little store credit card, and I always make sure I paid it off.
Hmm.
My first ever store credit card I actually still have. It was Victoria's Secret
Right.
pink. And so I still have it, I still use it. I learned early that you don't close your good line of credits. Closing a line of credit negatively affects your credit score. I don't know if people know this, but I became an expert. I did all the research on how to build credit, how to have a great credit score. Most people are scared of debt, but there's a lot of good debt, a lot of good debt that helps you build great credit. And that's what I did. And
Hmm.
another misconception about home ownership and first-time home buyers is that you need 20% down. That is not the case. You don't need 20% down. It's recommended. I always recommend you have 20% down. But
Hmm.
my first time starting out, I didn't have 20% down. So we put down 3%. We put down 3%, and
Oh.
we had FHA loan, and then later on, what we did is we refinanced and we got rid of our PMI. PMI is mortgage protection insurance. It's something that the mortgage company has because you don't have that 20%, you have the 3%. It's just something built into your loan that they use to protect themselves. So
Hmm.
there's that extra mortgage insurance. Mortgage insurance is also there for another great many other things. We have mortgage insurance to protect against if one of us would get hurt, or I don't know, breaks an arm and can't work.
Hmm.
Mortgage that helps for that also. That's something that a lot of people don't know about. I have a lot of great tidbits. I learned so much in this business that has helped me in my
Hmm.
personal life. I'm so passionate about real estate. I tell you, it meant so much to me. It really changed my life. We set down roots and foundation and have grown. I bought my
Hmm.
house before we had kids, and to see how they have grown up in this house, how I was able to leverage buying my first home to buy my second. What I did is I decided, okay, this is what we want to do. So we kind of jumped homes a bit. There are many ways you can
Hmm.
do it. For instance, you could refinance, use that money to buy a second home, or you can rent out your first home and then use that lease, that future lease. This is the
Hmm.
tenant I'm going to have in my first home while we move on and purchase our second. The lender's going to take that lease and use it towards your debt to income. Okay, this is your income added now to this loan, so that you can qualify for your next. And that's what we did to be able to purchase our second home. And that home was a fixer upper. Um, it was my very first fixer upper, and man, did we learn so much. I bought it for 170. um, and after it was all said and done, after it was fixed up, it appraised for over 360.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, a lot of equity, a lot of sweat equity in that home,
Mhm.
and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. I'm telling you, man, it was so stressful. I felt like our first big project was that home, and
Mhm.
it put me through the ringer. Everything that could go wrong did go wrong. But I would do it all over again because it's so well
Mhm.
worth it. And being first timers to a fixer upper, um, we learned our lesson and how to do it better, and now we're looking for the next.
Mhm.
There's so many options for first-time home buyers. I'm passionate about real estate because I know it changed my life and enabled me to really just have a home that my kids can grow up in, be really flexible about how we move. I was able to
Mhm.
make other business decisions with my home. And so another thing that I explained to first time home buyers would be what is a title company? What does the title company do? Now, the title company insures the property. What they're going to do is an entire title search. They're going to search for past homeowners and the chain of title. So nobody in the future can come back and say, actually, I'm the heir and I actually
Mhm.
have full rights to this house that they're in. The title company searches for that and they insure your home to say, we did this check. And if anything were to come up, we would make sure that everybody is compensated because
Mhm.
those and there are things like shared driveways or where somebody's fence might come over onto your property. They really check
Mhm.
everything into like property lines and everything. There are people who come out and survey, and then the appraiser checks to make sure your home value is what what it's for instance, say you purchase a home for 100,000
Mhm.
and then later the appraiser comes out and say, oh no, this home is only worth 90. So your lender will not may not uh, cover that 100 because they're only gonna fund what that home is worth. So
Mhm.
you then have a decision to make. The seller can come down in price or you can pay that extra 10 that fill in the gap. Say you want the house so much,
Mhm.
you're willing to pay that 10. I mean, in this
Mhm.
market, I mean, 10 may not even be anything to some people. There's a lot of like uh foresight into homes. Okay, well, maybe in the future it's going to be worth more, or
Mhm.
we have plans to do something with it that's going to increase the value. Many reasons why somebody may purchase a home for more than it's worth, even if it's just something as small as like $10,000 difference.
Mhm.
But that's what what a home appraisal is for. The appraiser is going to look for things like loose wiring. Also, all those things affect your home appraisal. Um, and so your contract, your first initial offer are contingent on those two things. I'm sorry, three things. Um, Appraisal, you've got your title, and then you've also got the home inspection. So once you get into a contract, it's not so much like, oh my gosh, what if something happens and we can't get out of this? We're
Mhm.
already set in. You're gonna go in knowing what your home is worth. You're gonna go in knowing that who's owned it in the past and that you have a free and clear title, so you can rest comfortably in that. You're also going to go into it being very knowledgeable about the home and having a home inspection. And in the
Mhm.
future, if something breaks, there are things you can do if that is a huge concern of yours. One thing I tell my clients about are the home warranties. When we
Mhm.
first bought, we got a home warranty for the first few years of our home. And when our AC went out, it covered that and we got that replaced. A home warranty can range in price. Sometimes they're about like $100 a month,
Mhm.
or it really just depends on the home warranty that you get. They're definitely worthwhile for somebody who is afraid of sudden and random home repairs. I mean, these things come with home ownership.
Mhm.
But I want to say homeownership is worthwhile. It's great to build equity. Right now, I have a lot of great equity in my homes. Land only goes up in value. I mean, you're not making more of it anywhere. I mean,
Mhm.
so I want to say it's a worthwhile and valuable purchase. It's the best investment, in my opinion. I used to argue a lot about renting versus buying. Now I'm on the end of do what makes you comfortable. Absolutely.
Mhm.
I mean, for some people, renting makes more sense for them. Being a realtor who always dreamed of like home ownership, being surrounded by realtors, just knowing the business and just knowing what home ownership can do for you, I champion for it. I am a Black woman in real estate who understands the disparities between Black home ownership and white home ownership.
Mhm.
It's just something that's the gap is so far wide. And what I like to do for my people is educate them on how to do it. I meet a lot of first generation home buyers. And how exciting is that? You know what I mean?
Yes.
My hope is to help people become more financially stable through home ownership. I mean, there's a lot of stability that comes with home ownership, and
Mhm,
although renting does make sense for a lot of people, I will say that you have a lot more things to fall back on when you're a homeowner versus a renter.
mhm,
For instance, if you're in a rental apartment and you fall in hard times, you're not getting paid at work, and rent is due. Um, you have a certain period of time, until fees start increasing. You start
mhm,
getting late fees and playing catch up. Um, with your mortgage, if you are late on your mortgage, there are things that you can do. Mortgage companies will actually work with you. You can put payments on the back end of your loan. I've known people who have done that for a whole year even.
oh,
um,
wow,
and there's mortgage insurance for when you have lost your job or can't work because of the broken arm thing I was speaking
mhm,
about. Things of that nature. There are mortgage companies don't actually make money off of foreclosures, not as much as most people would think.
mhm,
So it benefits them to work with you. And also, a worst case scenario, the worst happens, and you find yourself in need of selling your home because you can't make your mortgage payments. You
mhm,
actually may come up off of that versus being in a rental and just being out
mhm,
out
yeah,
out of your luck. But when you sell your home because you can no longer afford the mortgage, you may have equity in it, and you may be getting money that you'll use to move on to something else or pay
mhm,
off those debts, and then be starting over is just a little bit more easier when you have equity in a home. So that's something that I speak to when I hear that people are just so fearful of home ownership. Um, I know that it's tough because I've been there. When I bought my first home, there were so many people speaking fear into my plans. I mean, everybody from like,
mhm,
and these were respected people that I loved. I mean, in-laws to coworkers, friends. They would tell me things like, oh my gosh, what if something breaks? Or why would you be in such a rush and get so much big debt? Mortgage is so much debt. At that time when I bought my first home, interest rates were 3%. And I was hearing that they
wow,
may
yeah, that's
never.
that's great.
Yeah, yeah. I was, and the thing economists were saying, it may never be 3% again at that time. There was one other time when I purchased my investment property, mortgage rates were back at 3% during COVID, and whatnot. But that was manufactured. That was created. So
Mhm,
I don't know that we'll ever see 3% again. But what a great deal it was to be able to purchase in a buyer's market when it was 3%.
mhm,
And and so I have to say that, like, I created a lot of financial stability for myself by just getting into the market. A lot of people are afraid of interest rates. Well, interest rates are high, but I wouldn't be afraid of it because if we're looking at our next moves, and I that's why I always my keep my credit score high because I am
mhm.
always on the lookout, especially being a real estate agent. I'm always seeing things that excite me. I'm like, I'm ready for that next rental. I need another door. That is my goal. And so I keep my ear to the ground. I'm looking around, and when we're ready to make that next move, when we find the perfect place, well, no place is perfect. Not looking for the perfect place, but
Yeah.
uh, I will say I want a multifamily unit. And that's what's exciting me right now. That's my next big project. I feel like I'm ready for it. And so interest rates don't scare me because I know
Mhm.
that they fluctuate. They fluctuate. So say interest rates are high now, they may not be later, and you can refinance. That's the great thing about it is you are not stuck to that interest rate. You have the option of refinancing if they ever go down again.
Oh,
And
that's good.
also, Yeah, it's great to just get into the market because it's
Mhm,
still an investment. A lot of people say that your home is not an asset. I definitely do see it as an asset. I've used my home as an asset. It definitely helped me build. I was able
mhm,
to leverage my home to feed all my other businesses. So I definitely see my home as an asset. I see it as a worthwhile investment, and it will be paid off before I am 50. So I'll have no mortgage payments, and I will be looking at retirement, a more relaxed retirement, because
mhm.
I won't have to like pay to live anymore. Yeah, there's property taxes, but like that's not much. I mean, it's so much better to have a home that's paid off.
Mhm,
When I met my husband, I had a 5-year plan, and home ownership was on that plan. We stuck to the plan, and it definitely benefited us. I look back at those people who were in my ear, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I had listened to you?
yes.
What if I had listened to you and I would have never bought? How mad would I be starting over? Like, I talked to my husband about this. Like, I know that if I lost everything today, I know I could get it back. I know I could get it back,
Mhm,
but I would be so upset that I'm like, right now, the market being what it is, I'm like, oh my
mhm,
gosh, I love 3%. I love the equity we have. I love what we built. And we were able to do that because we stayed true.
mhm.
We did the research. We listened to the experts. Like, my mom's a real estate agent, and I really trusted the experts in the field who knew what they were talking about. When you hear these people who like to speak doubt into your plans, it's very important to consider the source.
Mhm, yeah,
I have talked
yes.
I have talked to many people who will give real estate advice without knowing, and so I wouldn't represent myself in court because I'm not a lawyer.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? I wouldn't trust I wouldn't trust anybody with all my money. I go to the bank, you know, I like to go to doctors because they know what they're talking about.
yeah,
I wouldn't go to my neighbor for like a tooth issue or so like in any other field, people are trusting the experts. Listen, well, we hope they are.
yeah.
I say consider your source. Don't let people speak doubt into your plans. If I can do it, you can do it. Home ownership is worthwhile. It's still a very worthwhile investment. I would not be afraid of interest rates. And the way that we combat fear around home ownership is with education.
Mhm,
Education about the home buying process, all that it has to offer you, and steps that can be taken to make sure that you're a well-informed buyer going into this very big decision comfortable
mhm.
with home inspection, home appraisal, a title company, and real estate agents you can trust.
Yes, that's great. That's it's nice to hear positivity about owning a home because, like you said, even when we were discussing owning a home, there were so many people like, "Oh, well, my AC went up and I had to pay all this money, and oh, the interest rates," and it can be very like disheartening because you're like, "Oh, well, maybe it's not the right decision. Maybe I'll wait." And I heard you mention something about a buyer's market versus a seller's market. So what does that look like? What is the difference between, how can you tell when it's a buyer's market and when it's a seller's market?
For instance, a buyer's market is going to look like you have ample amount of homes the on the market, so you're not going to be competing as much. There's going to prices are going to be lower,
Mhm.
and sellers have they are more trying to um, get a buyer
Mhm.
versus there are more sellers than there are buyers. And it's flipped when it is a seller's market. So in a seller's market, for instance, right now,
Mhm.
I'm working with a client and we are competing. We are competing. So, so you might be competing with 5 other offers on one house. And that is going to be because there is a different amount of homes in the market. There are less homes in the market, and so it becomes a seller's market. That's the whole supply and demand thing.
Mhm.
So in a buyer's market, you're going to have more homes in the market, and prices are going to be lower. With a seller's market, you're going to see prices a little bit higher, and you're going to
Mhm.
see that there are less homes in the market. So you will be competing more.
Gotcha. Now,
Um,
just in your personal opinion, with what's going on now, do you think that, a buyer's market is in the future, or do you think that things will pretty much stay toward the benefit of the seller?
things always flip. You know, these things
Mm.
fluctuate. It very well could be. I don't want to say in the near future. I talk to clients now, and everybody's looking for that mythical market crash before they buy.
Mhm.
And that's like a pink unicorn, you know what I mean? Or like, well, what if aliens land too? I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. Nothing's impossible, but I'm not gonna hang my hopes and dreams and needs for stability on whether or not the
Mm.
market's going to crash. Like we don't know these things. And if the is the market going to crash tomorrow? That's insanely doubtful. That's
Mhm.
highly doubtful. So when I hear clients go, well, no, I'm waiting for the next buyer's market. I'm waiting for the next market crash. Okay, you might be waiting a while, and if that's okay with you, that's okay with me. I mean, but definitely, I wouldn't be scared of a seller's market. These
Mhm.
things change, just like with interest rates. There are things that you can do. Also, just make sure you're going in with an informed decision.
Mhm.
People get I don't know. I have seen people get a little desperate when there's less homes in the market. See things like people waiving home inspections to be more competitive. That's something I recommend my clients never do.
Mhm.
Never waive that home inspection. You want to go in very well informed. You never want to have buyer's remorse, and a good agent, is going to protect you from that. They're going to let you know. Best course of actions, what they recommend. They can't tell you
Mhm.
what to do, and what we can advise. We also have a lot of great resources. In this business, I've done a lot of great networking. I know lenders, I know
Mhm.
loan originators, I know great title companies and real estate lawyers. If I ever have a question, I know about 10 people I can call right now. I know home inspectors. I know specialists. I know specialists in mold remediation, specialists in asbestos remediation. You just build a great business Rolodex when
Mhm.
you're a real estate agent. And that also has supported a lot of my other businesses also. You build great business relationships with all these other peoples in these other industries.
Mhm.
That's why being a real estate agent is so great. A realtor will have all of those resources and at their fingertips and can advise, okay, well, this is what we're going to need as far as like next step goes. Okay, you're selling your home and mold was found in it. Okay, well, these are the professionals that you're going to need to call as far as like this is who handles this is who handles that. We're going to know where to go for title services, where to go so I think that being a real estate agent has helped my other businesses. I definitely think that I wouldn't wait, especially if, this is a dream of yours. Uh,
Mhm.
I really wouldn't wait. I think it's important to just get into the market when you
Mhm.
can, because you can leverage. Okay, your first home is not usually it's not going to be your forever home, but what
Yeah.
you can do is then have equity to move into the next thing that you want, right? Like say for instance, again, God forbid, I lose everything right now.
Mhm.
I would, I would be so savvy and knowledgeable still that I would move into what I can, and then I would take with what I had, what I can, and what I built off of it. Like you're going to want to make sure you take care of whatever you're in right now,
Mhm.
so that in the future, when you're ready to purchase the next, you can use that equity for your next, and you may even get more. So the way that you build up to your dream home is in getting into what you can. You can't really build much equity and a future. Well, you can save your money. You can invest your money in other ways for that
Mhm,
dream home. You can also get into what you can now and use that equity to buy your dream home. And that's why I say it's great to just get into the market when you can.
mhm. Yeah, that's with anything, even like in jobs, you work your way up. You get in and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you work your way
exactly.
up. Like I literally have an entire Pinterest board of what our dream home will look like. Now I know it's not going to be the first one, but
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
have an idea.
that's why they call it starter home.
Yes.
And also, and I've been saying this a lot lately, that if home ownership is your dream, it is so important to vote in ways that really will help that dream.
Mhm,
Be mindful of the candidates that you're voting for, and if they support first-time home buying programs, if they support affordability and making a job-creating economy that will support you having that home in the future.
mhm,
All these things affect home ownership for the many. And so when we talk about that American dream and owning a home, um, it does have a lot of effects. And
mhm.
who you vote for is so important. I pay attention to all the candidates and their plan. Realtors everywhere. We're listening. We're listening. And we're like, oh my gosh. He put who as the in HUD? No, no. Okay. Oh my gosh. We're stressed. We're stressed,
Mhm,
but also a lot of us, for instance, my again, my mom's a real estate agent. So
mhm,
during the recession way back, I was listening, I was paying attention, and I knew what it was like being a real estate agent in a recession. And it's
mhm.
very difficult. It's very difficult. A lot of agents do leave the business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. But you have a lot of professional agents out there who have seen this before and just know how to work their way through it. A seller's market is tough for a first time home buyer, but there are ways to make your offer look beautiful and competitive.
Mhm,
So it is important that the agent that you work with is knowledgeable and knows what they're doing. I tell my clients all the time, I'm working from experience. I have been investor, I have been first time home buyer, I have been the seller. I have helped so many other clients into homes, their first homes, and
mhm.
it's just a beautiful thing. It does something to my heart. Oh my God. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I'm in the right place, and God has put me here to help so many other people, and it excites me. It's my favorite topic, and I could talk about it all day, all day, all day.
That's good though, because and I also think that sometimes people have this thought in their mind that real estate agents just want the money, so they're just like throwing people into housing. I'm sure there are some that are like that, but it's so great to know that, especially like for me, like I know when I purchase my first home, you are the person I'm going to. Okay, like I am getting my ducks in a row. Okay, I've been doing things to increase my credit score, and even we had a conversation when I was looking to purchase a home, and you got me in contact with a great lender. He was very informative, very honest, told me what I needed to work with. I mean, he gave me a screenshot, do A, B, C, and D, and then
Yes,
call me
yeah,
back, and then we'll work on it. And I could truly say I'm about 80% there. So
yeah.
it's
And don't you
it's
love
great.
that? And that's why I work with lenders who have a good spirit about them and are very uplifting and love this business because um, there are lenders who will give you just a flat no.
Mm,
No, you don't qualify, but what good is that doing?
mm,
I love that Bill was able to give you information on what are the next steps, so you
Mhm.
can get there to where you need to be, and that's all people need. And it can be very discouraging to hear a
Mhm.
flat no. I don't accept no's. I mean, I don't hear no. I hear not right now.
Yeah.
And right. So I mean, there are no no's to me. There's only okay. Uh, I'm gonna get there. I'm
Mhm.
also very like tunnel vision. So like when people are like, I'm like, I see it in my head. I'm telling you, I
Mhm.
grew up a little girl who had a list of things she wanted in her home. I think we all did. Didn't we
Yeah.
all play that game? What's that game with the and then you wrote down your list and you had your house, how many cats, how many dogs. Um, oh my gosh, it was some game with it was like origami and folding almost. Anyways, I don't kids these days probably have nothing like that.
I know.
But yes, definitely. I always had a dream of what my home would look like. It had a wood burning fireplace, jacuzzi tub, and I have and garden in the back. I'm a big gardener, and
Mhm.
so I'm happy to say that I have all of those things. I'm also very humble
Mhm.
compared to my husband. Oh my gosh, story for days. We were that couple that you see on HGTV. Well, no, I wasn't. And so when you're shopping with your partner, definitely make sure you have that list down of your
Mhm.
wants. And I recommend that everybody has a plan, a 5-year plan on how they're going to get there. Especially if home ownership is your dream, you need
Mhm.
to make sure that you know what the next steps are, and make sure your partner is on board, because and a lot of times their credit affects yours.
Mhm.
So that's important to know. A lot of people a lot of people laugh at me when I say, actually, I think that's a first date question. What
No,
is your credit
seriously,
score?
it is.
Do you have plans of owning a first? Do you own right now? I mean, me and my husband, we married at 23, and we always had it in our. We were basically married when we first met. I'm telling you, we were both very dedicated to each other. High school sweethearts. He was
Mhm.
my first boyfriend and my last boyfriend. So I
Same
mean,
here.
I meant it when I said tunnel vision. I'm very like, I want what I want. And that's in like most things, all things. So knowing what I want, there's not many people who can speak fear in my plans, because
Mhm.
when it came to that fearless, like I'm gonna find a way, and if something happens, I'll find a solution. I've always
Mhm.
been that way. It can be nerve-wracking for some, especially my husband. He is the cautious one of the two of us. He is the
Mhm.
one like, okay, I need to see it planned out on paper. He's very analytical, where I'm like, let's jump, let's go. We balance each other out. I love that
Mhm.
for us. um,
Yes.
but definitely have your 5-year plan. Have a lender who's going to tell you what the next steps are, what you need to do to get there, and never just take a flat no as an answer. It's not no. It's not right now, but you will get there.
Mhm.
I want everybody to feel
Yeah.
that, feel that truly and deeply, that if I can do it, you can too. And we have come such a long way. And again, being a Black woman in real estate, oh my gosh, I get so emotional. I take CE classes where we updated on law and stuff, and
Mhm.
part of those classes and those fair housing classes, they talk about the disparities in home ownership, and fair housing law. And not too long ago. We couldn't purchase in some neighborhoods. And a lot of those HOA bylaws still have whites only language in them. th- that whites only language in them in these historical communities. And
Wow.
it would take some money and some other things to change that out, and to have it still there where Black people do live, but to just know that's in your bylaws. And
Mhm.
I mean, it's disheartening. It's very it hurts,
Yeah.
but. but we know that we have a long way to go.
Mhm.
We've gotten far. Further still to go though. I would like to see that gap close, and that's
Mhm.
why I'm passionate about this. I want to get my people in homes, into communities, and have that foundation. It's meant so much to me, and wealth building, and making sure that my kid. Oh my gosh, man. Just having a home my kids can grow into. They both have their own
Yeah.
rooms. I um I had my kids' nursery decorated before they even came. Like, uh, like when we were planning our family and we were shopping for a home, I was like, okay, this is gonna be his room. This is gonna be her room, and I might be prophetic, or just I have this amazing foresight. I might be psychic
Mhm.
because it did work out that way. One boy, one
Mhm.
girl, and now I'm done. No more. um, but um, but yes, I'm very passionate about this, and I want to get more of us in homes, and I
Yes.
do. I want to help all people. I want to help all people because it can change your life. Home ownership is life changing. It's wealth building. It's
Mhm.
worthwhile.
Yeah. So, so I do have a question. You mentioned HOAs, and when I tell you, even TikTok, Instagram, everywhere that I've seen where it is an
Mhm.
HOA, stress.
That no, I do.
Stress.
HOAs are great for making sure that your neighbor isn't hoarding cars on their front lawn, or making sure that the neighborhood stays clean.
Mhm.
Um, HOAs are great for maintaining those things. HOAs can be stressful. I deal with a lot of HOA stressors.
Mhm.
There are things you want to know when purchasing a home in an HOA community. And what your realtor is going to help you with is making sure that community is not in default. And there are ways to look that up yourself, but an agent will do it for you. What that
Mhm.
means is that when a HOA community is in default, it just means that their percentage of payments lower. They have people who, for instance, aren't paying versus people that are,
Mhm.
and they will not FHA qualify if that number is too high. A lot of times when an HOA is in default or not paying their bills, maybe because they can't, because not enough people are paying their HOA dues fees, or maybe because they have irresponsible board, or something. Anything could
Mhm.
happen. Um, that home then becomes hard to sell because people who are trying to come in are seeing that rates are rising because when you're not making enough money to pay those bills, what are you going to do? You got to raise those rates so your HOA bills are higher,
Mhm.
and you don't FHA qualify. You don't FHA qualify, so you turn off a certain amount of buyers who want to come into that community.
Mhm.
HOAs can be tough, but they can also be great. HOA communities, they have a wealth of things for people. You got pool maintenance, all those things are covered. Clubhouse a lot of the times, making sure that if you're somebody who doesn't want to worry about lawn, some HOAs cover the lawn. Some HOAs tell you to make sure your lawn is green even when it's not, or to get rid of that dead bush, or no,
Mhm.
you can't have the white fence. You have to have the brown fence like everybody else. HOAs for me, for instance, I am somebody who would not do well in an HOA community. For instance, I have chickens. Anne Arundel County allows me 4 chickens in my yard. So, so I have to be somewhere that will allow me to have chickens because I want them. Like,
Yeah.
and so these are all things to think about. I'm not going to completely diss HOA communities.
Mhm.
They're not for me, for someone like me. To each its own. Just like not having to deal with home maintenance um, or lawn maintenance may Maybe good for somebody who wants to rent versus,
Mhm,
and in that case, renting makes sense for you. Just like somebody who wants to make sure that your neighbor's yard doesn't have like stacks of cars, or you don't have that hoarder situation on the
mhm,
front
yeah.
yard of somebody. Um, they may prefer an HOA community because that sort of thing is very important to them. Um, HOA communities offer a lot of great things. They're not all in default, but your realtor, your lending team, definitely going to make sure that you know what that level and what that rate of delinquency on the HOA is.
Okay. Yeah, I never thought about it like that, but yeah, I can see, the benefits because I would definitely be upset if my neighbor was just doing foolishness, making my
Yeah.
house look bad.
Another great way is to make sure that you are very involved in your HOA board. You can become a member. And that is another great way to make sure that you have a say so of what goes on in your community.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah.
So yeah, that's why I'm actively involved politically as well.
Mhm,
I fund and support candidates who are going to fund fair housing programs. They're for affordability. They have plans for making homes more affordable, and I'm paying attention to what development plans they have for the neighborhood, and I'm backing those clients. I'm canvassing for those clients.
mhm.
I'm involved because I know that I can make a difference. you
Yeah.
you can too. If you're in an HOA community and you want to make sure that you are heard, make sure you're showing up to those meetings. Make sure you're voting in those meetings. They have a community vote. They vote on everything, even those fees I talked about that may go
Mhm,
up. You vote on those too. They're gonna say, "Oh, okay, $310 or $320. You get to vote on how much it goes up. It's gonna
mhm.
go up, but you get to vote on how much." But yeah, I do not hate HOA communities. It's just not for me.
Mhm.
Again, I am somebody who likes to get like chickens. I'm actually thinking about meat rabbits next, maybe.
Oh, okay.
It depends. It just really depends. I have a whole plan. I'm thinking about it. And the way we're not going to get attached to the meat rabbits, I'm going to name one dinner, one lunch, one second. And that way the kids don't get it confused. These are not.
This is not your friend, okay?
No, no.
This is dinner, okay?
The chickens, though, the chickens are the easiest, the best pets we've ever had. The kids love going out and collecting eggs. My household consumes a lot of eggs every day,
Mhm,
and that's why having four chickens made sense for us. And actually, chickens are not a crazy amount of upkeep cost, especially if you supplement their feed with food
mhm,
scraps. They are the best mini composters. So
yeah.
any type of food scraps that they can eat, we do have a list of what chickens can and can't eat, just like
Mhm,
dogs. Just like dogs. Chocolate is one of those things that just chickens can't have. It makes sense. Like in the wild, where would they find chocolate?
yeah, yeah.
But yes, before you go get chickens, though, make sure your county does allow for it. That is something I had to register for, take a class, and have a license for chickens. So there are counties like Anne Arundel County does allow for chickens, and it's a certain number. You can't have like 20 chickens in your yard. I allow just four, and just four does it for my family.
Mhm,
Probably like some chickens, I have a special breed of chicken that lays really large eggs. And then I have another breed of chicken who lays like twice a day, but they're smaller eggs. And I have the colorful eggs too. I have an Easter egger chicken who lays like blue eggs, and then I have an olive egger that lays green eggs. So it looks like
okay.
an Easter basket. It's not Easter,
Yeah.
but my little egg carton looks like I have dyed eggs. They're not dyed though. And you won't find blue eggs in the grocery store, which is really interesting too. Um, uh, my hobbies all require that I have a home also. Just like some people, they have a dog and they're like they dream about having that yard their dog deserves. I
Hmm.
I want that garden. I have fruit trees. This year, my peaches, oh my gosh, they took off this year. I had a full basket of peaches. I have an apple tree. I'm very passionate about gardening, about having yard space, and
Hmm.
so my lifestyle requires that I have
Yeah.
a home. And that was always a dream of mine. I look back to my childhood and my favorite book was A Secret Garden. And so I really love that for me, and I love
Mhm.
that for my clients when I can too make their dreams come true. So that's why I'm in this business. That's why I'm passionate about it. I want to close that gap. I want to educate people. I want to lessen that fear and those nerves around buying a home with education.
Mhm. Yeah. That is so, so great. And I thank you so much for all the information that you shared. I took notes. Okay. I
Um,
have I have some notes, okay, but it's so much information, and it's great, and like especially for like the Black community. A lot of us did not grow up having this information. A lot
yeah.
of our family, grandmother, they never owned a home. They didn't have that, and so now that you're in a space where you're able to create that for families and give them the education and allow them to have that
Mhm.
is it's amazing. It really is. That's great.
Right. And it starts with the belief, believing that you can do it and you will one day get there with the knowledge. And just believing that you can and tuning out the voices that speak doubt and really combat that doubt with
Mhm,
education. Um, because, we all in high school, we took the same classes, but a lot of those classes didn't have the necessary steps. This is how you purchase a home.
mhm,
And if you're a first generation buyer, I understand why you may not know
mhm,
where to even start. And so it starts with pre-qualification. And then the next steps are connecting with a realtor that you love and trust, i.e., me. Then next comes your offer. Then the inspection, appraisal, title, and closing. That whole process takes 30 days. 30 days. So you could be in a home within 30 days with all the right steps and with everything in place. And
mhm.
if everything isn't in place, do not be discouraged. A no is never take no. It's not right now. Get to
Yes,
where you need to be and know how to get to where you need to be.
yes, that is great advice. No means not right now.
But I really appreciate you having me. I could talk about this all night, all day, every day. I can go into so many stories and spiels, and I will continue to do so as long as you're allowing me this wonderful platform. I'm going to be using my
Yeah.
platform and just reaching out to anybody I can. This is my mission to get more of us into homes. We need more
Mhm.
millennial home buyers out here. We're going to push our way into the market.
Yes. Yes, well, thank you so much again for joining me and for giving this amazing information. I know everyone who watches, they're going to be filled with so much information and knowledge, and they're going to be ready to purchase homes, and
Yeah.
they're going to be contacting you to
Please
do
do. Mhm.
so.
Always happy to help. Reach out to me with your questions, comments. I'm here.
Yes. Well, thank you so much again. It was great, and we will definitely we're gonna have to do a part two. We're gonna have to,
Yeah, let's do it.
yeah. We're gonna have to talk about the fixer uppers and being, a
Everyone.
land, all that.
Oh yeah, we can go into to so much. And then if everybody just comments below their questions, we can spend a part two answering them all.
Yes, definitely. That would be great. All right. Well, thank you so much. That was all for today. Again, I thank you so much for sharing your wealth of information. And again, anyone who is looking to buy a home in Maryland, Julia is she's the one for you. Okay, she's gonna get you right.
Sure. Julia Wright is gonna get you right.
Yes.
The name.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you again so much. And yeah, there will definitely be part two coming soon.
All right, bye-bye. Have
Yes.
a good night, everybody.
Thank you.